Huawei, a Chinese technology company, has sparked a new worldwide debate by releasing a roadmap that it claims will lead to the development of 1.4 nanometer equivalent semiconductor processors by 2031. The announcement has drawn massive attention because it arrives during an intense technological and geopolitical confrontation between China and the West over advanced semiconductor manufacturing. Scenario For years, US-led sanctions were designed to prevent Chinese companies from obtaining the world's most sophisticated chip-making equipment, particularly the extreme ultraviolet lithography systems required for cutting-edge semiconductor nodes. Many experts believed these restrictions would permanently slow China's progress in advanced semiconductor development. But Huawei's latest announcement suggests China may now be trying to bypass the traditional rules of chip scaling entirely, instead of competing directly in the standard lithography race. The company introduced a new concept called the Tau scaling law, alongside a proposed chip architecture known as LogicFolding. According to Huawei, this technology could eventually allow future processors to achieve transistor densities and performance levels comparable to future 1.4 nanometer class chips without relying on the most advanced Western fabrication equipment. The announcement has triggered both excitement and skepticism across the global semiconductor industry. Some observers see it as a revolutionary attempt to move beyond Moore's law. Others view it as an ambitious marketing strategy focused more on architectural optimization than a genuine lithographic breakthrough. And honestly, the whole thing sounds almost too dramatic for the semiconductor industry, but here we are. Still, regardless of the debate, this is one of the most significant semiconductor announcements made by a Chinese company since the beginning of the US-China technology war. As the discussion moves deeper, the real story starts with the limits of Moore's law itself. For decades, the semiconductor industry advanced under Moore's law, the principle predicting that transistor density on integrated circuits would roughly double every 2 years. This continuous shrinking of transistors allowed processors to become faster, smaller, and more power-efficient generation after generation. But the industry has increasingly approached both physical and economic limitations. Manufacturing becomes dramatically more difficult and expensive as transistor dimensions move closer to atomic scales. Even the world's leading chipmakers now struggle with rising fabrication costs, heat dissipation problems, power leakage, and smaller efficiency gains from each new generation of miniaturization. Huawei's announcement appears to recognize this changing reality. Instead of focusing purely on shrinking transistor geometry, the company is proposing a different path centered around architecture, signal optimization, and system-level efficiency improvements. The Tau scaling law shifts attention away from transistor size alone and instead focuses on reducing signal transmission delays across processors and computing systems. Huawei argues that future performance gains may increasingly come from minimizing the time required for data to move between different parts of a processor, rather than relying entirely on smaller transistor dimensions. This represents a major conceptual shift. Huawei is effectively suggesting that the future of semiconductors may depend more on how computing structures are organized internally rather than continuing the historical obsession with geometric scaling. And this is where Altitude Addicts believes the conversation becomes far more interesting than just another chip-size headline. That brings us directly into Huawei's proposed architecture itself, LogicFolding. At the center of Huawei's proposal is a new semiconductor architecture called LogicFolding. While the company has not publicly revealed every technical detail, current descriptions suggest the architecture involves vertically stacking and reorganizing logic circuits to shorten internal signal paths and improve computational density. In conventional chip designs, signals often travel relatively long distances across flat silicon layouts. As processors become more complex, those distances create latency and power inefficiencies. Huawei's proposed solution attempts to compress these pathways by folding logic structures into denser and more compact arrangements. The company claims this method could significantly improve transistor density while also reducing internal communication delays and increasing clock speeds. In simple terms, Huawei appears to be chasing architectural compression rather than pure lithographic shrinkage. This idea is not entirely disconnected from broader industry trends. Major Western semiconductor companies, including Intel, AMD, NVIDIA, and TSMC, have already increased investments in advanced packaging technologies, chiplets, and three-dimensional integration systems. Huawei, however, is presenting these architectural methods as a direct alternative to dependence on advanced lithography itself. If this strategy works, Chinese semiconductor firms could theoretically continue improving processor performance even while facing restrictions on extreme ultraviolet lithography systems. That is a very big if, though. Because the semiconductor industry has humbled plenty of ambitious promises before. And then there is the phrase that grabbed headlines worldwide, 1.4 nanometer. The term immediately generated attention because it suggests a technological level beyond what even the world's most advanced commercial chipmakers currently mass produce. But Huawei's wording is extremely important here. The company did not explicitly say it has already manufactured a genuine 1.4 nanometer process node using traditional fabrication techniques. Instead, Huawei referred to achieving 1.4 nanometer equivalent transistor density and performance through the Tau scaling framework. Modern semiconductor node names already function more as branding categories than precise physical measurements. The industry abandoned strict dimensional definitions years ago. As a result, companies now define process generations through combinations of efficiency, density, architecture, and overall performance rather than literal transistor gate lengths. Huawei appears to be using that flexibility to emphasize equivalent performance instead of claiming a direct lithographic breakthrough. And to be fair, the naming system in semiconductors has already become confusing enough that most normal people stopped trying to decode it years ago. This distinction matters because China still lacks access to the world's most advanced EUV systems used by companies like TSMC and Samsung for leading-edge fabrication. Without those machines, producing genuine next-generation process nodes through conventional methods remains extraordinarily difficult. Huawei's strategy therefore represents something much larger than engineering alone. It is an attempt to redefine what leadership in semiconductor technology actually means. And once geopolitics enters the story, the stakes become much bigger. Since 2019, Huawei has faced sweeping restrictions from the United States that targeted its access to advanced chips, manufacturing tools, and software ecosystems. Washington viewed Huawei as a major strategic competitor in telecommunications and artificial intelligence infrastructure. Initially, many analysts believed these sanctions would severely damage Huawei's long-term prospects. But the company gradually adapted and rebuilt parts of its semiconductor ecosystem. In 2023, Huawei surprised the global industry by launching the Mate 60 smartphone powered by a domestically produced 7-nanometer processor, reportedly manufactured by SMIC. That moment demonstrated that Chinese firms could still achieve significant semiconductor progress despite severe sanctions pressure. Now, Huawei's 1.4 nanometer equivalent roadmap represents a far larger strategic statement. The company is no longer simply trying to survive restrictions. It is attempting to create an alternative technological pathway that reduces dependence on Western manufacturing ecosystems altogether. Chinese policymakers increasingly describe semiconductor self-sufficiency as a national security priority. Billions of dollars have poured into domestic semiconductor design, fabrication, materials, and packaging initiatives. Huawei's latest announcement fits directly into that broader push for technological sovereignty. Altitude Addicts has noticed that China's semiconductor strategy now looks less like a short-term reaction and more like a decades-long industrial transformation. Interestingly, Russia has also been paying close attention to Huawei's semiconductor direction. Russian technology analysts and media outlets have shown growing interest in Huawei's strategy because Russia faces many of the same sanctions-related technology challenges. Following Western restrictions on high-tech exports, Russian discussions around technological sovereignty accelerated significantly. Although Russia's semiconductor manufacturing ecosystem still trails far behind China's, Russian observers are increasingly focused on alternative computing architectures, advanced packaging systems, and non-Western technological ecosystems. In that environment, Huawei's proposal resonates strongly. Russian commentators see the strategy as evidence that sanctions may slow technological development, but do not necessarily stop it completely. Several Russian analysts have even compared Huawei's approach to Soviet-era engineering traditions, where designers often compensated for manufacturing limitations through creative system architecture and optimization methods. There is also growing Russian interest in Huawei's artificial intelligence hardware ecosystem. As Russia searches for alternatives to Western GPU suppliers, Huawei's Ascend AI accelerators are increasingly viewed as potential options in sanction-constrained markets. So for Moscow, Huawei's roadmap is not simply a Chinese semiconductor story. It represents part of a much larger shift toward fragmented technological ecosystems divided along geopolitical lines. And yes, that sentence sounded a bit heavy, but the reality itself is heavy. Of course, not everyone is convinced by Huawei's claims. Many semiconductor specialists remain cautious about the company's announcement. The biggest concern is that the phrase 1.4 nanometer equivalent could blur the distinction between actual fabrication capability and system-level optimization. Achieving density or efficiency comparable to future nodes is not the same thing as physically manufacturing transistors at those dimensions. That difference matters enormously inside the semiconductor industry. There are also major engineering challenges associated with vertically stacked architectures and dense packaging systems. Heat management becomes increasingly difficult as components are compressed into smaller spaces. Reliability, scalability, and manufacturing yields remain serious concerns as well. The semiconductor industry has experimented with three-dimensional integration for years, but mass-producing extremely complex layered architectures at low cost remains difficult even for the world's leading firms. Critics therefore argue that Huawei's roadmap may be more aspirational than immediately practical. Still, many industry observers acknowledge that the broader direction itself is credible. The entire semiconductor industry is gradually moving toward advanced packaging, chiplet architectures, and heterogeneous computing because traditional transistor shrinkage alone no longer delivers the same breakthroughs it once did. In that sense, Huawei may not be inventing a completely new direction, but instead accelerating a transformation that is already underway. And that is probably the part people should pay attention to most carefully. Which finally brings the discussion to the larger global picture. Huawei's announcement highlights how semiconductors have become one of the central battlegrounds of global geopolitics. The struggle is no longer just about faster processors or smaller transistors. It is now about national resilience, technological independence, economic power, and dominance in artificial intelligence. Export restrictions were designed by the United States and its allies to slow China's access to advanced semiconductor capabilities. But those same restrictions also created powerful incentives for China to develop alternative systems and reduce dependence on Western technology. Huawei's Tau scaling law and LogicFolding architecture are direct responses to that environment. The company is effectively arguing that the future of computing may not belong exclusively to whoever controls the smallest lithography node. Whether Huawei can actually deliver commercially competitive 1.4 nanometer equivalent processors by 2031 remains uncertain. But the announcement itself demonstrates an important shift in the global semiconductor race. China is no longer simply trying to catch up with Western semiconductor roadmaps. It is increasingly trying to create entirely new roadmaps of its own. And Altitude Addicts believes that may ultimately become the biggest story of all, not just whether Huawei succeeds, but whether the entire global chip industry is entering a completely different era. We thank the people who have liked, subscribed the channel, and shared the videos. We also thank the channel membership for encouraging us. Last but not least, we also thank the viewers who have hyped our videos.